Faith Church, hope you're well. It's Monday, January 4th, 2021. I wanted to just reflect for a minute this morning on the psalm for the day. We have been all along reading a psalm each day. I really hope that you do this practice with us, not only to read the psalm, but to pray it even. It's been a great practice in my life. Psalm 124 is the psalm today, and it begins with this line that I'd never noticed before. If it had not been for the Lord who was on our side, and repeats that line a couple times, and it just raised the question in my mind, what if God was not on our side? How would life be different? How would life have looked different in the past? How would we see the future if God were on the other side, against us rather than for us? My wife has an older brother, and he tells the story of when he was in junior high school, his first day of school. On the way home, he was kind of jumped by a group of other kids and beat up. He wasn't severely hurt, but it's not fun. And he went home, and he made a decision. He wasn't a huge guy. He made the decision the next day to make friends with the biggest kid in the school. And this kid's name was Jesus, of all names. And so he made friends. There's always, one kid in your junior high school that's like 6'2" with a beard and just has hit puberty before everybody else. Well, my wife's brother made friends with this kid, Jesus. And that was the last time that he was ever picked on in junior high school, because Jesus now was on his side. I love that story, particularly because the kid's name is Jesus. It just reminds us, if somebody is on your side of power and influence and resources, it changes life for us. Psalm 124 was written into the Psalter, written into the prayers of Israel, so that they would regularly pray this prayer. In fact, it's almost a response. It says, if it had not been for the Lord who's on our side, let Israel now say, if it had not been for the Lord who's on our side. And so Israel was asked to repeat this. Yes, what would life have been like for us if God had not been on our side? The psalm goes on and says they remember, our enemies would have swallowed us alive. The flood would have swept us away. We never would escape the trap that was set for us. Made me think that a good exercise for you to do, maybe at the beginning of this new year, would be to ask that question in your own life. What would my life look like now? How would my life have been different if the Lord of Christ, Jesus, had not been on my side? And to just make a list and just kind of recite that for yourself. It's really a sobering question to think about. It's such good news that God through Christ is firmly planted on our side, or we are on his side. That he's not just, if he switched to kind of a sports analogy, he's not just in the fans cheering for us, but he's a participant with us in life, on the field, if you will, working for us in all things, as Ron preached on a week and a half ago, of working out all things for the good of those who love him. Really such good news. I love how the psalm ends. It's a short psalm, but the last verse, verse 8, our help is in the name of the Lord who made heaven and earth. That's who's on our side, the creator of heaven and earth. That is where our help is, in the big things of life, in that diagnosis or that divorce or the death of loved one, and the small things of life, the small challenges that we face every day, that God is on our side in these things. As we enter into 2021, which may be a year full of more challenge. We don't know. It likely will be in some ways. Let's hold on to this reminder that God is on our side, that he is for us. And let Faith Presbyterian Church say the Lord is on our side. A couple just quick reminders. We're finishing up our Christmas readings today and tomorrow and Wednesday. Christmas ends on Wednesday with Epiphany, and then we will begin reading through 2 Corinthians. And I really want to encourage you, if you've been reading along with us, to just keep on going. And I put a link in here that introduces Paul's letter of 2 Corinthians that will help you understand the context some more. I also linked the COVID advisory team forum that we had last night A lot of you participated. It was fantastic, incredibly informative. If you missed it, I would encourage you to watch it. It'll really help you get some clarity about the vaccine and things that are happening and how we might, what we might expect. I also would encourage you to share it with others. We want people to be as informed as possible because it's hard to navigate a lot of the things we're hearing in the news these days. So anyway, that resource is there available for you, and also to share that link with whoever you want to. So wherever you are today, may you know the love of God, your Father, the grace and peace of Christ, his Son, who is on our side, and the fellowship, the unity of the Spirit. Peace.